the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Very, very excited about the topic today. Before we get into it, if you see all these lovely people here on the side of the screen, they are here while I am recording this live on Twitch. I am live on Twitch pretty much every single weekday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're ever bored around that time, please come by and hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. Today we are going to be talking about a video that was actually uploaded quite a while ago, but it ended up getting privated for reasons that obviously I don't know exactly. I think there's the topic of the video might be part of why, but it was uploaded by Sierraann, who is a YouTuber that does a ton of different content. But this video obviously has something to do with weight. That's why I'm interested in it. So the title of this video is "Dieting Ruined My Life: My History with Dieting, Weight Loss, and Weight Gain." And then in brackets it says "Mental Health Chat." So this video, she's gonna put trigger warnings, but there's a lot of stuff, a lot of talk about stuff that might be triggering to you. So if you have any problems with EDs, anything like that, this might not be a video for you to watch. But without further ado, let's get into it.
Disclaimer before we get into the video, I do mention eating disorders, food restrictions, dieting, bullying, body issue images. So if you find any of those things triggering, then I do not recommend watching the rest of this video. Also, I would like to note that I am not a doctor nor a nutritionist, so anything I mention is just
Don't worry, I am a doctor, PhD in YouTube, so we'll be good there.
Based on my experience or personal opinion. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sierra. Today is a little bit more of a deeper topic video.
I'm gonna be getting deep with y'all.
Most of these things that I talk about, I really have never talked to anyone about besides my husband. Today, I'm just gonna be opening up and we're gonna have a little mental health chat. Let's go ahead and get straight into the video. Today, I'm going to be talking about my experience with dieting and how I lost nearly 100 pounds and pretty much gained it all back. We are going.
So these types of stories are really interesting to me. Like, I'm at a point now in my journey, or just what I've been doing, my content that I'm making, and the stuff that I'm trying to put out is like, I want to understand why this happens to people, right? And I don't mean that in a condescending way at all, because I think how I can help now is if I understand this more and can help people avoid this more, that's how I can serve others, right? Because now me sharing my journey, like what I eat in a day, no one gives a shit. Why would you care? I lost the weight 10 years ago, man. Like it ain't helping, right? So I feel like the way that I can help is understand this stuff more. So that's why this stuff really gets me excited to watch these videos and talk about them, because this is where I feel like I can actually be useful in the content that I'm making, right?
To start with my early childhood. This is basically going to be my elementary school days. Since I was a kid, I always struggled with getting bullied. I was always the bigger kid. I was always considered the fat kid, and I already didn't really fit in with anyone at my school. I am mixed with black and white, but I am very white passing, I guess you would say. That's what a lot of people have told me, at least. And I went to an all-black school, pretty much. And me, as a mixed kid who really passes as white and is being raised by her white grandmother, I obviously did not fit in. I didn't dress like everyone else. I didn't look like anyone else. I already had that to deal with. Plus, on top of that, I was the fat kid. Now, I don't remember much from my elementary school days.
Obviously, I don't have any experience with that, but I do know what it's like to feel like you don't belong, or to feel like you're an outsider, and that just sucks, right? As a kid, especially when you're younger, like, kids are freaking ruthless. Adults are ruthless too, I guess, but like, kids are ruthless, and if you don't fit in, they will let you know, right? And so I can feel, I know what that felt like. I really do.
Actually, even my high school days, I don't remember very much. It's not like I was not eating. I was definitely eating, so I understand why I was a bigger kid. So yeah, I would just eat lots of food, but at this time was not really struggling with what I ate.
Says, sorry, I don't remember very much from my childhood. It was either #trauma or just forgetful. Sorry. I'm the same way, actually. Like, a lot of people, when they want me to tell my story, they want me to like expand on a lot of stuff when I was younger, and I'm like, yo, dude, I don't freaking remember like what my full day of eating was when I was 7 years old. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's trauma or just like, is it normal to remember that stuff? I don't know, but I have no idea. Like, I can tell you ideas of some of the meals I had, but if you ask me what was a day like on when, I have no clue.
Now we are going to move on to my high school days. In high school is where I really started struggling with food and my eating habits. Before high school, I never ate breakfast. Once I went to high school, we had a really late lunch my year, so we didn't have lunch, I believe, until either, I think it was 1 o'clock, maybe 12, I don't know. But I just know I would feel so embarrassed because my stomach would growl in class. And if you went to school, then you know how embarrassing it is to be taking a test and like your stomach is about to growl. Y'all know how it is. I know y'all know. But because this started happening, I started eating breakfast. And when I say breakfast, I had a big breakfast because I did not want my stomach to growl in class. And this is when I started having like stomach issues. I really had really bad like stomach pain, stomach aches. I went to the doctor about it. They just said basically cut back on what I'm eating. I tried, but at the same time, I did not want my stomach to growl. Now that I think about it now, it's kind of dumb because I'm like, why couldn't you just get a snack and eat it at snack? This is high school me's logic.
And this is so interesting, man, because this is so, this is stuff that I don't even think about anymore, right? Like, I haven't been in high school 10 years, all right? 12 years, Jesus. It's been a long time, and I don't know, it was never something I really thought much of, and so, I don't know, it's just interesting to hear someone that said that they, you know, struggled with just being afraid of their stomach growling. I don't know, never something that I ever experienced myself personally. But again, it's one of those things that if you are a bigger person, you are going to be more afraid of that because people are going, it's an easy thing to make fun of, right? So I understand, I'm not saying she's wrong to feel this way, but I get it.
I don't know. During this time is when I first started binge eating as well. You're probably wondering, what is binge eating? Binge eating is the consumption of large quantities of food in a short period of time, typically as part of an eating disorder. I first started binge eating when I got out of school. I remember eating food and then going back for seconds, sometimes even thirds. And this is really when I started binge eating. Now let's skip to my senior year. All of these events happened during my senior year or summer. I can't really separate the two because my senior year I was homeschooled and I really tried to cut back, you know, certain things, but I didn't know much about dieting or what to eat. So I already was drinking all water, but I still pretty much just ate whatever I wanted. Then there was a change. Me and a family member started walking every day. If not every day, it was every other day, and we were pretty consistent with this. And I really enjoyed it because it let me get out of my house and let me socialize with someone. And overall, it just made me feel better. At the time, I was also trying to eat better, which I didn't.
I am still a fan of walking. I think walking is one of the best things that you can do for your health. Obviously, you can take it too far and like go on like, you know, 20-mile walks or whatever. That's a little too intense, but like just walking, it's great. I am a fan. If that's what you want to do, I'm all for it, you know?
Know much of what to eat, but I was making a change. I wasn't eating as much as I was before. And at this time, I got really obsessed with like walking because it was making me feel so good. And I really just wanted to know, what do I eat? So I started searching the internet and got pretty obsessed with trying to figure out how to lose weight. I was watching YouTube videos of people who lost weight successfully, and I was watching them 24/7. Obviously, when you look up how to lose weight, the majority of the people that come up tell you two things. One, focus on cardio. I heard
false. Don't do that, but okay.
Cardio is the best way to lose weight.
I'm not saying she's false. That's false advice, is what I'm starting to say.
Fast. I was still a teenager.
Also, I just want to make it clear, it doesn't matter how fast you lose the weight, okay? If someone is marketing lose weight fast, run away. Or maybe walk away, okay? Because it's just not, that is not the thing you should be chasing. That is not the thing that you should be going for, is fast. That's not what you should care about. Seriously.
So that was my main goal. I wanted to lose weight fast. So I got an elliptical. And the second thing that you see when you look up how to lose weight fast, the keto diet, which leads me to the next portion, dieting. You may be asking, what?
It's always keto. All right? It's always keto. It comes back. It's always keto. You know? I just knew it. I could smell it. I could smell the fat.
What is keto? If you don't know what keto is a high-fat, low-carbohydrate diet. The diet forces the body to burn fats rather than carbohydrates. The main things you can have is meat, vegetables, fats like butter, cheese, everything that's typically not diet food you can have on keto. And I wasn't a big sweets person, so I was like, oh,
That's perfect for me.
so I started keto. Now, when I was on keto, I felt really good. It really helped with my digestion problems. It gave me tons of energy, and most importantly, it was making me lose weight super fast. People will tell you,
Anyone who does keto gains all of their weight back. Anyone who does keto...
basically, people talk a lot of trash about keto, rightfully. But at the time, you're just like,
No, you do not gain it all back.
you're constantly defending it. People say it's a very unhealthy diet, and you're constantly just defending it. And also, you're recruiting people, telling them like, oh, well, I started this diet and I lost this much weight in this amount of time. You have to try it. I was on
Bam. Like, she explains keto and my problems with it so well right here. Like, this is what happens. People, they do keto. They believe that keto helps them lose weight, which it does because they're in a deficit. They think keto is the only way I can lose weight. They end up falling off of keto because for them, it's not sustainable. It's not unsustainable for everyone. There are some people that can stay on keto forever. Okay? But for most people, not sustainable, right? They fall off, gain weight back. They think, I need to get back on keto because that's how I lose weight. Get back on keto. That's the cycle that you see all the time, right? And then when they're on keto, people see that they're losing weight. They are, wow. They say to them, wow, that's awesome. You've lost so much weight. How awesome. How are you doing it? Oh, I'm doing keto. I really think it's great. You should give it a shot, even if they themselves have struggled with doing keto and gaining the weight back, right? But because they think it works for them, they want other people to do it. And then other people start doing it. And then that's keto for a lot of people. That just is, right? The goal for me, I've said this many times, is to help people lose weight and keep it off. The second part is more important than the first part. Lose weight and keep it off. I don't care how fast you lose the weight. It doesn't matter to me. I care how long have you had that weight off. That's what matters.
keto from March to about September. And I think I cheated like once, and it was on my birthday, and I went right back on it. I have no clue how I had that much willpower, but I did, and I stayed on it that long. And here we are. I am about 80 to 100 pounds lighter. And at the time I had already graduated school. I was pretty much just looking for a job. I just started driving, and this is after summer, so I was enrolled in college. So I started going to school. I was packing my lunches. I usually just packed a keto lunch. I'd pack a salad, some vegetables and meat, you know, just the normal. At the time I was learning to drive, but I didn't have my own car, so I couldn't go eat in my car, so I would eat in the student lounge. And most people are not just sitting there munching on some broccoli, so I was kind of embarrassed, even though I was eating healthy. It's so weird the things that you get embarrassed about. But I get busy with school, and then I start working, so I'm working at Papa John's, and then I get my license. So I have all of—
Nah, man, working at Papa John's trying to lose weight? Nope. Not for me. That ain't gonna work for me. No, sir. Nuh-uh. And then you smell like pizza every time you come home? That'd be rough. I worked at Starbucks when I was losing weight, or when I had basically lost all the weight, and even that was hard. Like, so I can only imagine working at Papa John's? Bro, that'd be tough.
Of this stuff going on, and I pretty much do not have time to focus on exercising anymore. So I think around this time is when I kind of stopped working out as much. I think I still use my elliptical a little bit. I was not walking as often as I used to, and I was not using my elliptical as often as I used to. Also, I forgot to mention that I legit would go for a walk, then I would come home, and I would also try to make myself do 15 to 20 minutes of my elliptical as well, which, you know, that's not that bad, but this was every single day. Usually when people go to the gym, they just do it like twice a week, 3 times a week, but I was doing this
every single day.
So my body got used to
like who would go to the gym every day?
having cardio and walking
every single day.
Basically, I got a job, I started going to school, and then I got in a relationship, so pretty much did what I was supposed to do diet-wise. I stopped working out. Then move on, I get in a relationship with my now husband. So when we first started dating, we kind of just hung out every single night. With school and work and everything else, all I could really do is just drive over there and hang out in my car at night. And Kevin knew me from high school, so this was like the first time that we had hung out since we've been talking. And we talked previously for like 3 years, but it was mostly on text. And when he saw me, he's like,
"Oh, you lost weight."
He could tell, and I just kind of shook it off. I'm like,
Yeah, awkward.
because I was embarrassed, and I never told him that that's what I was doing. Like, I never texted him and told him the whole
That's so crazy to me, being embarrassed. Like, it's just so different from how I felt. Bro, when I was losing weight, I told everyone. I was like, yo, check me out. I lost weight. I'm losing weight. This is what I'm doing. Check it out. I was so excited. So it's just so different from how I felt. And I think it goes into like I don't want to call it shame, because I actually am not a doctor as much as I claim I am. But it's just so interesting to feel almost embarrassed about the fact that you are losing weight. Because for me, I don't know, like, it was always a thing. Like I talked about it recently. It was my dream for years. Like it was the thing that I wanted for so long. And so when I was doing it, I was like, I'm doing the thing that I've been wanting to do my whole life. And I just wanted to tell everybody, you know? So just so different.
3 years we were talking, like a year of it, I was losing weight, and I never told him. Then we move on. He spent the night at my house, and basically I made breakfast for him, and it was like my healthy breakfast, and we kind of talked, and I told him like, yeah, I started dieting, I do keto, I blah, 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 blah. And we also went for a walk. I wanted to show him what I usually do, which is not very much. Just walk, eat healthy, no life. But like any new relationship and any person just going into their new adult life, we were always together, and we started eating out a ton. This is kind of where things got a little messy. So I just remember having money from our jobs, and we would go to the mall and we would go shopping, but anytime after we'd go shopping, we would go to the food court and we would get Chinese food. We always got like a sweet and sour chicken, rice, or noodles, all filled with carbs, which I was not used to. Normally we couldn't finish the whole plate. The food was so like sugary and carby that it made both of us go to sleep. So
yeah, that's definitely, being in a relationship makes losing weight harder. It does, especially if the person, and it's not even like, it doesn't seem like this guy was like, oh, you don't need to lose weight, or like it was like upset about it. It's just like, if they're not also on the journey, they're just like living their life, right? And so it makes it so much more difficult. It just does, right? Like when you can't, the thing with weight loss, and this is just in my opinion, but like it's selfish. Like the things you have to do are selfish. And a lot of times we just don't want to be selfish, which I don't think that makes you a terrible person. I get it. We don't always want to be selfish, but sometimes you have to make that decision, and hopefully you have that, you know, that conversation with the people that are around you so they understand why you're maybe not indulging with them or whatever. But so it makes it hard. And then on top of that, like she said, when the first time you get money, like I was pretty lucky that I didn't ever really make like a lot of money. I had part-time jobs, but I was still super broke, so I couldn't like afford to go out and eat all the time. Because I imagine if I would have had a job when I was at my heaviest, where I was making money to where I could actually buy stuff, whoo, bro, it would have been so much worse. If I could have actually bought the things that I wanted consistently, oh my God, it would have been so hard. It would have been so hard.
After we usually take a nap, and this would happen very often. We kind of made it like a routine. Also, around this time, I got put on birth control. I'm not really sure how that did with like me gaining weight because I was on it just like a month or two and I really didn't like it. I was also eating out so much that I really could not tell if it was the birth control or eating out, which it was probably eating out. I knew the stories about birth control and how they make you gain weight, but I was like,
oh, I done lost all this weight. I'm not worried about it. Anything I gain, I can lose it right away.
This is the mindset of so many people, right? I lost the weight already. So if I'm gaining weight, I can lose it again. I did the stuff. I know that I can. That's like the mindset that you adopt, right? Because it's sometimes you have to gain the weight. Like sometimes maybe you did lose too much weight, right? Like there are genuine reasons why maybe that's a mindset that you'd adopt. For a lot of people, we start doing things maybe we shouldn't be. We're like, yeah, you know, I dieted for so long. I worked so hard. I deserve to have this thing. I deserve to have that thing. I deserve to do this. I deserve to do that. And I'm not saying you don't deserve those things, right? But then it goes a little bit further and a little bit further, and then you're like, holy crap, I've gained 30 pounds. This is not what I wanted. And then this is when like yo-yo dieting can really start to get pretty bad because you're like, I need to lose the weight. And then the thing is, it's really hard. It's really hard to lose weight you've already lost. Why is that? I have a couple theories. I think part of it is it's not novel anymore. You already done it. So you got to do it again? That's not fun. I already did this. Now I'm fitting back into clothes I already used to fit into. I'm not buying any new clothes. I just have to be able to fit into that shirt I used to be able to fit into, right? That's one of the things. I think that's a really big part of it because you're just like, and then on top of it, a lot of times willpower, it is finite. And a lot of times we use that willpower quite a bit the first time we try to lose the weight. And that willpower, especially because it's not novel anymore, it's not as exciting, it's really hard to jumpstart again. So it's tough. It's tough. Like, it is tough. If you lose weight, gain it back, it's going to be harder for most people. That's just a fact. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to y'all. I'm sure you know if you're struggling with it, but, like, that's a true thing. I 100%.
That's what I thought. And that gets me to our next topic, yo-yo dieting. If you don't know what yo-yo dieting is, it's basically a consistent cycle from weight gain to restricting calories or intake to weight loss that leads to your metabolism slowing down and then back to weight gain. Here's an example of a before picture and after picture, and then basically you go right back to the before picture. And this is basically the cycle that I got stuck in. I'm pretty sure I ruined my metabolism because I legit cannot lose weight anymore. I just went back and forth from eating out to being on keto, binging to eating out to being on keto.
So here is, again, I'm not trying to like call anyone out or anything like that, but like a lot of people go and say, oh, my metabolism is messed up. My metabolism is ruined. I have messed up my metabolism. There are certain things that can explain maybe why metabolism might be different, or it might feel like it's different. Like, there are genuine hormonal things that could be going on, PCOS. Like, there are genuine things that could be going on, especially with women, that might mess up their metabolism. But for most people, unless you are doing like Biggest Loser types of dieting, right, where it's like extreme to the 10th degree, the studies show that you're not messing up your metabolism to where it's a noticeable difference, okay? So I think what more likely is going on is that what she explained here. When she lost the weight at the start, she says, I don't know how I had that much willpower, right? I went from March to September or something, and I only had one cheat meal, right? But then she's like, yeah, but now I can't lose the weight, and I feel like in my metabolism maybe because I'm going up, and then I binge, and then I do keto, and then I eat rice, and then I binge, and then so I think for a lot of people, it's like, it's, again, like I was saying, it's not novel anymore. It's not as exciting. It's really, really hard to be as consistent when you've already lost weight, and now you're just trying to re-lose the same weight you've already lost. And I think a lot of people, they don't see the results maybe as fast as they want, and then it's really easy to be like, ah, screw this. I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna enjoy my night with my boyfriend or have this meal or whatever, and then I'll just get back to it. And then, but think about it. If you go back to when you first lost the weight, that was not the mindset, right? It was like, we're gonna do this. I'm not saying either is right or wrong. There's reasons to explain why those things are happening. But I think it's important to talk about what's actually going on instead of just being like, oh, yeah, I don't know, like, my metabolism's messed up. Because, again, that could be possible. And, like, if that is an issue, definitely look into that. But I want people to understand why this thing is happening, so hopefully they can correct that, right? I'm not trying to call her out or anything like that. I just want people that are watching this video to maybe understand why you feel that way. Yeah.
You get the idea. Also, I would just watch the scale go up. It'd go down when I get on a diet just a little bit, and then I'd binge because it's not going fast enough and ruin all of my progress. And
well, there you go. I already watched this video, but obviously I don't remember everything that's said, but there you go.
Started trying everything. I would even try different diets. Instead of doing keto, I would eat fruits, vegetables, I'd eat healthy carbs. I would try counting calories. I tried everything and nothing really worked. During this time, Kevin was very supportive of any of the decisions that I made. When it came to the gym, he started going with me every single night. He would stop buying sweets so I wouldn't be as tempted. I honestly don't know where I would be without him, because if I was not in such a supportive relationship, I do not think I would have been able to do any of this, or I would be as okay as I am now. He just supports whatever I want to do. If I'm unhappy with my body, he's going to help me try to go to the gym or eat healthy.
Shout out to Kevin. We love you, dog.
And if I didn't want to, he doesn't care. He would be fine either way. He's very supportive, and I'm just so grateful for that. And now we move on to my self-love journey. I really tried to get a deeper look. I tried to focus on me and see what my real problem was with binging, dieting, anything like that. I started focusing more on trying to be healthy and feel good in my body rather than constantly watching the scale and seeing if I'm losing weight. I also started posting on social media, and my Instagram basically just blew up out of nowhere. I was definitely not expecting that, and that has been both a good and bad things. I do get tons of hate comments, but usually there are more good comments than bad, so I really don't let them get to me. But during this time, I did stop dieting and basically had whatever I wanted, but it went kind of wrong. I would feel super tired after I ate something that was carby. I did weigh myself and the scale was still going up, even though, you know, I wasn't binging, but I also wasn't really eating healthy. And basically I was stuck not knowing what to do. That leads me to, where am I now?
So I think that what you just explained there is where I genuinely do feel a lot of like self-love, body positivity, maybe even to a certain extent health at every size, like activists are, where they genuinely just really want to be happy in the bodies that they live in, and they're trying to find something that will work for them. And I think a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about losing weight, about weight loss, and about if it's possible, about how you should go about it. They have their own trauma, if you want to use that word, or just past experiences that have, you know, put a bad taste in their mouth, maybe even literally. But like, they have these experiences that they've lived and they don't want to experience that again. So they're afraid to lose weight, or they feel like it's impossible, or they feel like every time they try, they hit this roadblock or whatever. And so they're like, well, screw that. That's obviously not working. I just want to be happy in the body that I'm in. And so I feel for anyone that's in this position, right? Like I understand it. And like, I obviously want you to feel the same way. But again, like my message, and for anyone that's like watching this that might think that I'm attacking her or anything like that, that's not the case. Like my message is, if you do want to lose weight, I think that there are ways to go about that are healthy and sustainable, and that, you know, you can do for the rest of your life, where it doesn't feel like you are constantly in this yo-yo up and down, or like when you're losing the weight you feel like you're deprived, you feel like you're missing out on life, and then when you're not losing the weight, that's when you feel like you can actually let loose and enjoy your life. I do believe that there are ways to get to those positions. Made many videos on it, right? I'm not going to go into it here, but that's my message, right? That's what I want people. I want people to love themselves, but I also want them to understand if they want to lose weight, I think it's possible, and there are ways to do that.
Currently, I feel like I'm still on my self-love journey. It's a never-ending road. Every day you need to learn to love yourself more. I'm currently still going back and forth with keto. At this point, I really just want to cut it out, eat healthy, but not necessarily low carb. But when I do eat low carb, it feels like that's the only time where I have energy and feel good. Honestly, I wish I learned from all of this and felt more liberated, but the honest truth is that I just binge ate the last 2 days.
I think, one, that sucks, but I really appreciate the honesty here, like to a point where I can't even explain how refreshing this is, because yes, this video is old now, but you know, it is what it is. But I think that this part of the video is where a lot of people would say, now I started eating whatever I want and I feel better than ever and everything's great, and they'll just kind of, maybe not on purpose, maybe they just really want to believe that everything is fine now, but they go down that road, and a lot of times it's just not, maybe not necessarily the full truth. And I think it's really cool that she, at least at this point in her life, when she recorded this video, was being very honest about, like, hey, yeah, I'm trying to love myself, but this shit's hard. And I have days that are good and days that aren't good, and it's not easy, right? I think that that's just really cool that she did that.
I do love myself and my body. I'm still learning, but when I do eat unhealthy, I do feel like I'm ugly and I hate myself, and it just makes me feel like crap. And now let's just get into my goals. First, I would really like to get help with my binge eating. I feel like it's really a problem that I've struggled with for years. Also note, when I did lose weight, I did still binge eat. I binge ate on healthy things. It wasn't fast foods. I think that's how I didn't mess up my progress. Also, another note, when I lost weight, I still didn't take photos. I only just now got comfortable with taking photos or filming myself or anything like that. I hardly have any photos from when I lost weight because I still was not happy in my body. I still felt like it was not enough. So no matter how much...
Again, important, right? People think they'll lose the weight and everything will be solved. Just not true. You know, just not true.
Weight I lose, I'm never going to be 100% happy in my body. Another goal would just be to focus on foods that make me feel good, not necessarily just low carb things, but fruits, vegetables, anything, even things that are off limits for keto. I just want to focus on those things and stop eating things that make me feel down, tired, and overall don't give me enough energy. I'd also really like to get into exercising more. I really did enjoy it when I used to exercise. I'd always feel better. This time I really want to do it just because I want to, not just because I want to lose weight. Another goal would just be to document things here on YouTube. If this is something that you guys would be interested in, just let me know. But I'd like to document how I grow, some of my mental health struggles, anything that could help any of you, I would like to show. And I definitely want to start posting on YouTube a lot more.
So that's pretty much the whole video of what I really, you know, would have anything to say on. So basically, again, like I said, this video is months and months old now. So, you know, I do hope that she ended up finding some sort of, you know, peace. And obviously this has been really, really hard for her. But the reason I wanted to share this was I just feel like it's a really good representation of how a lot of people feel. And especially a lot of people that maybe are more into like the body positivity, more into the health at every size. I'm not saying that she's into that, but like in that sort of crowd, I think a lot of times people that make videos like me that kind of talk about how, you know, hey, maybe it's not the best thing to be saying that it's healthy to be 300 pounds or whatever. I think a lot of people think that I hate everyone that's like this, right? I hate everyone that is overweight, that might be struggling with their weight, that is saying, hey, maybe I don't want to lose weight significantly right now. That's not how I feel, right? I want to help if someone wants the help. If she doesn't want help, I don't need to say this is what you need to do. It's none of my business, right? But if you are someone that is in that position that does want the help, I believe that you deserve to have help, and I believe that you can lose the weight, you know? So that's where I'm sitting. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I would love to know what you think in the comment section down below. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.